Today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a pedal. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry, and in this case, Keeley Electronics. We have in the Blues Disorder, actually we have the entire 4-in-1 line. Keeley was kind enough to help us out with that. But today we're featuring the Blues Disorder from that 4-in-1 series, and the Beard's going to tell you a little bit about what it is.
Yeah, pretty cool, Keeley, to send that whole line over. And we've been using them a lot.
We have.
They've been in just about, it seems like every video they've made an appearance since we got them in. All right, so they are super versatile. You get basically 2 pedals in 1 pedal, but then you can kind of get some hybrid settings on them. And so in the Blues Disorder, we have a Blues Breaker circuit. So think Blues Breaker. The old Marshall Blues Breaker, the King of Tones probably in there, the JHS Morning Glory. When I think Blues Breaker, these are the names that kind of pop to mind.
Right.
Even some extent, and I've never really understood it, and so I'll probably get. I feel like even the direct drive from Barber has a little bit of a Blues Breaker-ish to it, but I've never really got an answer that I understand, I guess. If
there were a live stream, we would be getting an answer currently, but we'll have to wait to see if he comments in the comment section.
Yeah, so maybe Dave can explain that. But yeah, I mean, all those pedals, you know, it's sought after sound. And then if you flip the switches down, you have the OCD circuit, like the old food. I'm guessing full tone OCD, which they just re-released too. So, and then you get some hybrid stuff, right? So I can switch the drive and the tones stacks. So I can do OCD tone with Blues Breaker drive, or I can do OCD drive with Blues Breaker tone stack. It's really interesting. And so we're going to dive into that a little bit tonight. I think the best place to start is probably with some sounds.
Well, and do you want to go in order of gain? Because I think you did the Blues Breaker part.
I mean, I can go first if you want.
Let's go first.
All right. So for the first clip, I had both switches up, both toggles up. That's in the Blues Breaker setting. I think I was pretty close to their suggested, what do they call it, the suggested setting for that? Blues?
This is my, yeah, there you go.
So he just have these glasses out. He has to do this, I have to do this. The King of Blue. And I think I maybe just adjusted the tone knob a little bit. Grabbed the American Strat. 60th anniversary. And I tell you, I normally don't talk about what we like. I like this. It was not a very driven, like gainy sound, but it was like perfect for that clean thing to get a little bit of spank with a little bit of sizzle on it. So here's what that sounds like.
All right, so I decided to take the pedal in the other direction, flip both of the toggles down to the OC section. Whenever I think of something that has gain, whatever reason, my brain goes to this 95 PRS Standard 24 Dragon pickups in the bridge with the Echo Tour and the Tyler JT22, and dug in a little bit like this. So at this point, we thought we would do a jam and play the pedal and see how it reacted to what we wanted to do. I had the Silver Sky SE, and I went to the hybrid setting that has the Bluesy Breaker tone stack, but the OC drive. Played it through the Echo Tour and the Tyler, and Jason backed me up.
Yeah, actually, I guess my jam we played first, so I just like went over into the rhythm guitar section, and Pat had already plugged in the Noble Screamer, and it looks like he had it on the ODR setting,
notes, yeah.
And he had on a carbon copy analog delay because the other DLS Echo Tour is on my other board. But this is a great pedal too.
And, yep.
Through the Fender Hot Rod with the same American Strat. That sounds a little bit like this. Let's dive into that hybrid thing a little bit. We have two clips of the hybrid setting, but before we show you those, we thought it'd be kind of cool to hear it, kind of like Pat playing right now and us flipping some switches, because it's pretty startling how different it is. So Pat, if you want to give them a reference tone, and then after his reference tone, I'm going to click the pedal on, and both switches are going to be in the Bluesy Breaker side, and then I guess I'll start by taking the tone switch down to we'll get that hybrid first.
Okay.
It's pretty startling.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a big difference. And so let's jump into the clips. I guess I'll do my clip first. For mine, if you don't mind handing me that. I think I did the OC Distortion. I think I had the tone on the BB and I had the drive on the OC. And I grabbed the Harley Benton, right, which has been upgraded with a Porter pickup, P90 pickup, and that's going to sound like this.
right, for my hybrid clip, I went for the OC on the tone stacking side and the BB on the drive side. And we didn't mention this before. The BB is a soft clipper. The OC is a hard clipper. So that's why that was so drastic when we flipped those knobs. But here's what I played.
Those are the clips we have. We do have one more jam that'll be at the end of the video. If you want to see that, you can jump to that, or you can stick around for some final thoughts. To set that up, I was playing the Blues Disorder. I had it on the BB side on both to start. And then about partway through, I flipped it down to the OC drive with the BB tone stack. Mm-hmm. So, and I tried to flip from the bridge pickup, the neck pickup to the bridge, and the bridge to the neck a couple times. Maybe even did a little volume knob at the very end or the very beginning to see how it cleaned up. Big difference. It's a huge difference. I was saying to Pat when I looked at the waveform, when they're both on the BB side, which seems quieter almost, right. Less gain. The waveform's like this, right? And then when I kick that down to the OC drive, the waveform goes, it drops dramatically. It's interesting to see that on the computer over there. And then you were backing me up.
Yeah.
I had the PRS McCarty.
Right, that's right. You went back to home base. I was using the Noble Screamer and the MXR carbon copy through the Fender Hot Rod.
Yeah, the same thing, because I just took your spot.
Right.
All right, so final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Well, this is what kind of started it all for me, making me interested in this line, because I have a Tube Screamer. I've heard all the ODR stuff. Got this, which is, we used it today. It sounded great. That one was kind of in my mind going, wow, you have a soft clipper, not a lot of drive, not a lot of sustain with an OC. Like, what is that going to be like? I didn't know. And come to find out, much to my surprise, that one is probably the best selling in the line. And I really thought it might have been this one, right? Because of the Tube Screamer mythology and all the ODR one. But it's that one. And I kind of understand it now, because between the tone stacking and the drive, you really can get some unique sounds. You can get a lot of clarity because of the BB side, and but you get a lot of gain. Got gain on tap for days on the OC side. So I found in everything that we played tonight, I loved it when you played clean with the BB. I liked the aggressive stuff with the OC, and then played probably both hybrids. So it was really a lot of tones in there. It's not super convenient maybe to flip it on the fly like you did, because you might want to boost the output or something, but it's in there and you can set it any way you want it for recording, for a live gig.
Yeah, I think just to show that I gave up on, I probably could have dialed it in better,
right,
if I didn't just flip the switch and go.
Right. But you showed the difference in that. Right. And maybe in post-production, which we don't do much, you might just bump it slightly. Maybe I'm telling the editor.
Because of that waveform, I might have to bump it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to hear it live. That's why we wanted to flip those toggle switches live, because you can hear the difference in tone and output. So I get it. I didn't get it at first, but I get it. And it's on a board. We pulled it off a board that we're going to be using this weekend. I put that on there. So
yeah, I mean, I get it from the beginning, just because when they put out a Blues Breaker, I thought, well, that's going to be popular, because people are always, you know, you got to get on the King of Tone waiting list for 3 years. And then if you want that sound, you know, there's other options out there. You don't, you know, there's other options out there. And, you know, having a Blues Breaker in here from Keeley, come on, that's going to be good, right? I got it. For me, total Blues Breaker thing, I wouldn't have thought, oh, I'm going to turn the Blues Breaker on and grab a Strat and play like kind of a clean, spanky sounding thing.
Right.
I mean, obviously I could have turned the drive up more. But that's not typically the way, like, that's not the way I would use my King of Tone. But the thing that has always struck me about some of the Blues Breaker pedals is I've never this doesn't sound weird. It'd be interesting to see if other people with King of Tones feel this way. I never really thought the King of Tones sounded that great by itself in a room, like just sitting down here playing. But when you get it with a band context, I've been telling Pat this for years. When you get it with a live context, it totally changes the way you feel about that pedal. I keep telling him, take the pedal and try it. He's like, I can't get a sound I like. I know.
That's the actual voice too, by the way. I can't get a sound I like.
I know. Try it in a live situation. So I would really be interested, I guess, to try that in a live situation is what I'm saying. All that to say that. Great pedal. The 4-in-1 stuff has been so cool to have down here. It's been so versatile. Like I've said, I mean, it's like we have these 4 pedals sitting here as we're trying other stuff out. And it's like having 8 pedals and then with 16 permutations and like it's crazy. So very cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for if you take time to hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, leave a comment. Anytime you do that, that's what helps us interact with cool companies like Keeley Electronics and why we can get in cool stuff to share with you. There's a lot more. You'll see these a lot more on individual episodes, and you'll see some new full episodes like this coming soon too. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of The Beard, reminding no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.